A warm welcome back to the DrMBalmer channel, and this is the part 3 in the series where we're reviewing the Bosch CleverMixx 300 watt electric hand mixer. And as I mentioned briefly in part 2, I really wanted to make some bread as the final part of this review to see how this 300 watt model handles a dough and see if it actually works. On the picture here they do have some dough in a bowl, and I have prepared some things here. I have a mixing bowl, I have some scales with a bowl, I have some water here, and some other stuff, yeast and flour and things. So let's begin by opening this up again, and I shall choose the dough hooks or kneading hooks this time around. So I will unwrap this lid. We will insert these hooks just like that, and connect the power plug. Yes. So I have some yeast, which this is a dry yeast, best before April 2021, and now is December 2023. As you may have noticed, everything is sort of outdated here, or past expiry date. I have some flour for some bread that should look like this, and the expiry date, there we have it. Let's see if I can, there we have it, 10th of March 2021, and now is December 23, so about time I use it up, I suppose. There's a recipe here on the back in Swedish, which I will try to follow as far as I'm able to. It says 2 pieces of bread. We'll see about that, but 25 grams of yeast, but they don't mean dry yeast. So half a package, it says 25 grams. This is equivalent to one whole package of 50 grams. So I need this is 14 grams of dry yeast, so I need 7 grams. So let's start by measuring up. 7 grams, and I have some nice new scales here from Nedis, and allow me to turn it on and we shall have a look. Maybe we'll review this one at some point, but not now. And I shall cut this open. And start pouring. I hope it actually can measure increases of 1 gram or something. At least 2 grams. I need 7, so half the package here. 4. Five, 6, 7. Okay, fair enough. There we have it. Yeah, great. Let's move this back up a bit again, and I am supposed to mix this with 5. Let's see here, 5 deciliters of water at 37 degrees centigrade, which is, you know, skin temperature basically. So I have 5 deciliters of water here. It's a bit colder than my skin, so I will pour this yeast into the mixing bowl, and I will heat the water up here a bit until it becomes finger warm. Now it's about finger warm, so we'll turn it off, and yeah, I think this should be around yeah, finger warm. And this is 5 deciliters, so we'll pour this in. Yeah, let's see what's next. Oh, it says on the dry yeast package that it should be mixed with the flour first, not with water, so I made a mistake already. So this will probably not go too well, but since this is only yeast and water, yeah, why not? I can mix them about anyway. Oh, I got some dripping issue here. I need some paper. All right, so I don't know what will happen now because I put it in water instead of into the flour, but I should wait 10 minutes, it says, after activating the yeast in the flour. Maybe I should use the rest of the yeast in some flour then. Maybe. Let's see what it says here. The next thing I should do is add 25 grams of butter or margarine. I will use some extra virgin olive oil. 25 grams, that's a quarter of a deciliter perhaps. 1.5 teaspoon of salt. 2 tablespoons of dark bread syrup. I don't have that, so I'll replace it with just sugar. 750 grams of this flour. Yeah, so first of all I should crumble the yeast, but it's dry yeast so I don't have to crumble it, in a bowl, adding water and stirring around so that the yeast sort of dissolves in the water. I wish we have done, but since it's dry yeast we did a little bit wrong. And insert the fat. Okay, and add the flour, but save 1 deciliter for later. Add all the other ingredients. Okay, So yeah, we can prepare the flour here, because I will add some extra yeast then. It said 750 grams. Right. So allow me to attempt it. This bag was open, so I don't know if I have 750 grams, but we'll pretty soon find out. Hang on a minute. I need to readjust my hand. Saving about 100 grams for later, but so let's put 650. It's good with the backlighting, and it stays on. So yeah, 750 and saving some for later. Now it's 645. Okay, let's add some more. Oops, 668. Oh, okay, that will be fine. So I will yes, we have our 668 grams, and I will add some extra yeast here, because it has to activate with the flour according to instructions on the yeast package. So let's pour some extra yeast. Can't hurt, I hope. Just in case this doesn't work, then maybe this will have some effect. That's the idea here. I didn't add too much. And we need to have 10 minutes of 10 minutes we need to wait. So I will I believe this one has actually timer set, it says there, and I can say 1000. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty neat. And we also have a temperature, but I don't know the temperature. It's not in the bowl, I suppose. But okay, so well that is happening. What else did we have to do? We had to 1.5 teaspoon of salt. So I have some salt here. 1.5 teaspoon. I have a teaspoon here. That's 1. That's a half, I think. Too much salt will, I suppose, counteract the yeast activity. So we don't want too much of that. And then some fat we need as well. And it said 25 grams. That should be about 1/4 of a deciliter like this. So 1/4 of, yeah, maybe this is 1/3, but olive oil is good in some proportions. Okay, well, this drips into that one. Let me just wait for a while. Okay. What else does it say? So, yeah, add all the other ingredients. Yeah, syrup. I don't have 2 tablespoons of syrup, unfortunately, but I will replace that with sugar. So, allow me to bring in some sugar. How much was it? 2 tablespoons of syrup. So, do I have tablespoon, official tablespoon measure? I'm just looking about here, but I don't see it. So I will just use a normal tablespoon. This one. So 2 tablespoons. So this is 1. And I suppose this is sort of 2, maybe. Yeah. Hopefully this will be enough to activate the yeast. Let's mix things up a bit, shall we? I will use the medium setting. Yeah. What else did I have to do then? Yeah, so after adding the flour, I should be working the dough heavily, about 4 minutes with a machine or 8 minutes by hand, until it feels nice and smooth. And then it should prove, it's called, right? Let the yeast do its thing. Covered with a cloth, about 30-40 minutes until it reaches double size here. And then we should you should be kneading the dough and make it into 2 parts, 2 breads, and then yeah. So okay, working the working this into a dough, but how much time is left here? 4 minutes, so I will pause and then we will commence the kneading action. So for you it will only be a moment, for me it's 4 minutes, so see you in a while. And only 1 second remained, yeah. Alright, great. 10 minutes have passed, and I'm wondering, will this be a good idea? Or maybe I should do it in a more controlled fashion. Maybe I can just start with a little bit first. Going to medium. Oh, once again it jumped back. What am I doing wrong? Am I not placing it on the actual... Alright, let's do this thing and see how this little 300 water copes. Starting with the minimum, of course. I forgot one thing. Oops. Yeah, now the cable once again wants to go under this one. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. This apparatus should have some feet. But what I forgot is that we should need it for 4 minutes. So let me set 4 minutes. And we shall allow this to count down. "30 seconds. Yeah, minimum it has a bit of trouble. Yeah. Okay. So this is the end result. It doesn't look like smooth dough, but I can feel that it wants to become a smooth dough. But this one is trying its best. On the low setting, it clearly struggled and almost came to a stop when it tried to chew the large pieces here, chew through them. But going to maximum speed, the higher setting, there are only 2 settings, min and max, on this machine. So on the max setting, it had greater luck. But yeah, I have never used a machine with dough hooks for this type of work. So I suppose it's okay. Maybe I need to get my hands dirty now and just shape it into one homogeneous piece and not this very nice abstract art piece. So allow me to wash my hands, and I will attempt that, because the next step is then to let it prove about 30-40 minutes. So one moment please. Alright, I wash my hands, but I also need to fetch a towel, and maybe, yeah, towel would be good. So let me just find one. Oh, I think I might have one here, actually. It's some kind of fabric. There it is. So yeah, let's see here what we got. So we got one lump here, but then we have some residue on the bottom, and yeah, this one we kind of didn't reach, maybe. So I shall attempt. But I mean, the mixer did something. It's basically a dough. I just have to pick all the little bits and pieces up and like dough. So there we have it. And I shall cover it up. Oh, I have one piece here as well, so yes, I will cover it up. And I need to wash my right hand because it looks nice. And yeah, I will set it to 30 minutes and then I will have a look. So join me in 30 minutes. And we're back. So 40 minutes have passed. After 30 minutes I added 10 more because with our little yeast incident. Yeah, but luckily, let me unfold this in front of you. It has increased in size. I don't know if it's double the size, but somewhere near enough. I think it should work at least. And it says that in the instructions that I can use either sort of a flat surface like this and create 2 loaves of bread, but I also have one of these. I have found I never used it, so it's completely new, and I have just rinsed it a bit. So I'm thinking, should I push all of it into this one and make one, or should I make 2? I'm not entirely sure, but at least it says that we should I can start off by removing this. I will use this as a table for baking. I will just have to remove some bits and pieces here. Some breadcrumbs. Yeah. And then add some flour. And basically we need to get this out of it. Yeah. Look at that. Got some bits and pieces there. It would be a nice sort of bread like this. I would do it. I will just start off by doing a bit of this. Still got all those holes here. I don't know, should I be able to? Yeah, as you may notice, bread baking and such isn't really my area of expertise, so to speak. But I do enjoy trying to do something with this now and then. Doesn't mean that I'm getting any more successful with it. Alright, maybe that's a nice bread. So maybe I won't split it into two pieces. Instead, let's bring this one in again, and why not take some butter and butter it up. I will take a piece of paper, like I did in the last part 2. I don't know if this is non-stick or not, but let's do this like this. What happens if we put some breadcrumbs? Like I have a jar here. What will be the result of that? I suppose the result will be bread with breadcrumbs. Put some on the sides here. Yeah. Why not? It looks decent. Yeah, now I should, let's see here. Yeah, split into two parts. I won't do that. Yeah, I should have a sharp knife and make some cuts. And then the bread should prove for 30-40 minutes once again. And then we'll put them into the oven. Sharp knife. At least it's a knife. And will that do? Hopefully. I haven't really made bread like this before, so alright, and let's move it. Voila. Look at that. It actually looks almost like a piece of bread. Maybe we can have some flour and yeah. So now it needs some more time, as I understand it. and more precisely it's about 30 or 40 minutes once again. So I will use this piece of cloth and place it here, and I will set the timer. For 40 minutes. All right. So see you in a little while then. Okay, so almost 40 minutes have passed, and let's see what this looks like. Okay, and one of the cuts here isn't really, but maybe that's okay. So it says on the package that it should be in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for about 25-30 minutes, or until the inner temperature reaches 98 degrees Celsius. So I want to go for the second approach and try to see if we can use a thermometer, cooking thermometer, and maybe set it to 98 degrees. Like that. Currently we're at 23, and yeah, how deep do I need to go? So half of this is maybe that much, and if I insert it there, yeah, something like that. So the bread is a little bit warmer inside. Maybe the yeast is doing its thing still, so we can still cover it up for a couple of minutes. 2 minutes remaining, and this also has a remote device. Yeah, 28 degrees, so it keeps sending the temperature at a certain interval of time, and I can then see when it's time to bring the bread out of the oven. So yeah, 1 minute remaining. In 1 minute, pros and cons of the Bosch CleverMixx 300 watts. Well, it's good that it's bisphenol A free, at least on the parts that come in contact with food. I like that it's small, it doesn't weigh much, so your hand won't get tired when holding it, and 300 watts seems like it's at the lower end of the scale, so to speak, but it's plenty enough for, you know, whipped cream, cake baking. For bread, it starts to feel like maybe 450 watts would be the way to go. I like that it has both accessories, so whisks and the oh, time is up, and the dough kneading hooks. I also like that it has very low vibration when you hold it. It's not bothering, and it's very simple to use. The interface is pretty simple. You have one button for ejecting, you have 2 speeds, and one sort of a springy setting that uses max speed for as long as you hold it there. But I don't like that it only has 2 speeds. It would be nice to have, for instance, either more speeds, maybe 4 different speeds. Like, for instance, I want to have one speed that is even lower than the current medium speed, so that you don't get splatter all over the place when you have something very liquidy in your bowl. Then you want to have start with a very slow movement and then increase gradually, and having a dial instead for sort of a seamless increase and decrease would have been nice. But I suppose this is a pretty simple model. And I don't know the price of it actually yet in retail, but I'll have to look it up, and either I will mention it in the video or it will be in the video description, so check that out, or maybe it will be even in the title of the video. So basically, yeah, but let me just put this into the oven, and we can see what we get from it. Alright, it has been put inside the oven, and currently 29 degrees. So let's have a look. There it is. And then the thermometer is here. So yeah. So now you know what I think of this. You know, I missed the feet on the back end side of it here, so I will be able to place it with some rubbery feet, and I also am a bit annoyed that the cable always gets stuck under the bottom part of it, and the cable thing doesn't move either, as I have mentioned. So I have mentioned pretty much all these points in my videos in this 3-part series, where we have made some things using this machine. We've baked a cake and whipped some vanilla whipped cream, and now we were making some bread, and yeah, we did a cheesecake, and all is well, but you know, I can feel that there are some drawbacks, but if it's sufficiently cheap, then of course, if you don't care about the drawbacks I mentioned, or if you have seen me using it and you can form your own opinion on if it's good or not for you, then please do so, because yeah, that's the whole idea. Okay, so we'll let it be for now, and let's see what the bread looks like once it's finished. So we're at 30 degrees now. This will take a little while, I suppose. Some time has passed, and we're right at 97 degrees, and that's good enough for me, I think. So let's pick the bread out of the oven. There it is, the beauty. So within 1 degree, it's pretty good, and yeah, smells pretty deliciously, actually. Feels kind of compact, though, but and pretty warm. I'll have to try it, of course, but yeah. So I did look up the price information for the Bosch here. And this model costs about 26 maybe US dollars equivalent here in Sweden. So it's not a very expensive model. Maybe that became clear from the functionality or lack of functionality in some instances, but yeah. But anyway, I mean, it did its job of mixing stuff. Maybe for bread baking the dough part wasn't maybe the strongest point of this, but otherwise, yeah. Of course, 300 watts, at least 450 would have been nice, and I don't think that the price difference is too huge there, but maybe a higher wattage on the motor will also increase its weight or size or something, and noise. So this was pretty quietly running pretty quiet, so yeah. But let's inspect the bread a bit. I have fetched an undersized plate. Oops, almost knocking the camera. So yeah, there it is. Maybe the yeast didn't quite live up to its capabilities because I messed up maybe a bit. But anyway, let's ignore that for now and try to cut this open. It's pretty hot. So the crust is pretty hard, but on the inside, yeah, it's pretty compact. Maybe, yeah, the yeast thing. I put all the yeast inside of the liquid and not, I was using dry yeast, so let me fetch some butter. And we shall just try this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good bread. Not too sweet, not too salty. Pretty compact, yes. Now I am eating the end of it here, so I have a lot of crust here. But yeah, good bread. Yeah. Sorry for the masticating noises and for speaking with bread in my mouth. But it's actually not bad. Of course, if all my ingredients also wouldn't have been expired, and if I would have done the correct thing with the yeast and yeah, stuff like that, then I suppose the result would have been even better. But it's a nice rustic bread, and it's soft inside, but it's compact while being soft at the same time. The crust is pretty hard and crunches nicely in the mouth. So yeah, basically it's edible. So there you have it. All right, and this will conclude the 3-part series on the Bosch CleverMixx 300-watt electric handheld mixer. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you have followed all the 3 parts in this series, you are the best. So I hope you can make an informed decision out of my review of sorts, and maybe I have inspired you to make some bread or something from expired groceries. Although remember that I do not take any accountability if you plan to use expired ingredients. That's up to you, of course. But yeah, thank you everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.